Have you ever had that day when your mind just won't stop? When you go to bed, thoughts about the past, the future, and what you've done or failed to do invade your head and prevent you from sleeping. If you're between 20 and 35 years old, seeking personal growth, but suffer from anxiety, mental overload, or insomnia, this video is for you. These of Stoic sleep philosophy guide you with calming voices, profound reflections, and principles from Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca to clear your mind, release the weight of the day, and enter a state of deep peace. This isn't just a sleep video, it's a journey to change your relationship with thought, control, and serenity. If you want to sleep better and wake up stronger, play it until the end. Free your mind and prepare to sleep. Wisely take a deep breath. Let go of the day. You are safe here. Welcome to this moment of peace. If you've made it this far, it's because your mind might be tired, overwhelmed, full of endless thoughts about what you've done, what you haven't done, what you need tomorrow. And that's exactly why this video exists, to calm your mind, restore your serenity, and guide you to a deep sleep with the ancient wisdom of Stoicism over the next few hours. You'll hear calming words, profound reflections, and philosophical principles from great minds like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, men who lived through times of war, loss, and pressure, yet maintained mental clarity. They didn't have modern therapy, but they did have something powerful, the daily practice of mastering their minds. This isn't just a sleep video, it's a philosophical journey within yourself, an opportunity to release the weight of the world, calm your anxiety, and remember who you are, beyond the worries of the day. Now, settle in, lie down comfortably, close your eyes, place your arms at your sides, palms up, a gesture of surrender. Breathe slowly, inhale, and release, inhale, and release. With each exhalation, release some tension from your chest, from your shoulders, from your mind. You don't need to do anything right now, you just need to be here and allow these words to guide you to a state of deep calm. During this time, you will hear short reflections, followed by long silences and soft music. You can listen intently, or simply let everything flow as you fall asleep. There is no rush, there is no pressure, there is only space for you. Stoicism is not about repressing emotions, it is about not being dominated by them. It is about remembering that you have power over your mind even when the world seems chaotic. And that's what we're going to do. Now regain peace, not tomorrow, not after changing everything. Now this is an invitation to rest with purpose, to sleep not only with your body, but with your mind at peace. Because when you let go of what you can't control, when you accept the day with compassion, when you reconnect with your essence, sleep comes naturally. So, breathe, let go, and let this video play all night. You deserve rest, you deserve clarity, you deserve peace, and when tomorrow comes, you won't wake up running away from the day. You will wake up calmly, strongly, with wisdom. Good night, and may these words accompany you into deep sleep. Chapter 1. What you control. Take a deep breath, and listen calmly. There is a simple yet profoundly liberating truth taught by Epictetus, one of the great masters of Stoicism. Men are disturbed not by things but by the opinions they hold about things. Think about it. What really bothers you is not what happened today, it's what you believe it means. It's the fear of having failed, the worry about what others think, the anxiety about what might come tomorrow. But now, in this moment, I invite you to make a powerful distinction, the same one Marcus Aurelius repeated in his moments of doubt. What is under your control and what is not? What is not under your control? What others think of you, the result of your actions. The past that has already happened, the future that has not yet arrived. Other people's decisions, the unexpected. These are real things, yes, but they are beyond your direct control. You can influence them, but you can't control them. And spending energy on them is like pushing against a wall. You get tired, and nothing changes. Now, what is under your control? Your choices, your intentions, your efforts, your attitude toward difficulties, the way you respond to what happens, what you choose to value. That's where your true power lies, not in the guarantee of the outcome, but in the clarity that you did the right thing. Even when you're tired, even when you don't get recognized, even when you're afraid. So now, as you lie down, gently ask yourself, what can I let go of tonight? What worry is beyond my control? What judgment from others doesn't need to dwell in my mind? You don't need to fight these thoughts, just acknowledge this is not up to me. And then, breathe, and let go. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not over external events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You don't need to solve everything now, you just need to remember, your peace doesn't depend on the world, it depends on your response to it. And today, your response is this: lie down with serenity, let go of what you cannot change, and trust that tomorrow, you will be able to act with clarity once again. Breathe, let go, and allow this truth to settle within you. You don't control everything, and that's okay. What matters is what you choose to do with what's in your hands. Now, there is silence, and there is rest. Just breathe, let your mind calm down, and little by little, let sleep come. Chapter 2. The serenity of the present. Breathe slowly, inhale, and release, inhale, and release. Let the rhythm of your breathing calm your mind on this moment. I invite you to come back here, to the now. Because the only moment you can live, breathe, feel, is this one. The past is gone no matter how much you think about it. You can't change it. The regrets, the mistakes, the words spoken, all of these belong to a time gone by. And carrying them to bed only weighs on your soul. The future hasn't arrived yet. No matter how much you try to anticipate, plan, fear, it is uncertain. And suffering in anticipation doesn't protect you from what will come. It only steals the peace of what you have now. As Seneca taught, we don't have a short time. We live a short time because we waste the present with what has already passed or with what doesn't yet exist. But now is all you have. This moment, this breath, this moment of silence. You don't need to fix the day. You don't need to prepare for tomorrow now. Just be here, with kindness, with presence, calmly. Ask yourself, what do I need in this moment? Answer: rest, peace, permission to let go. You've done enough for today. You've thought too much. You've pushed yourself. And now the next step is simple: letting go. The Stoic doesn't live in yesterday or tomorrow. He lives in the present with purpose, not in a hurry, not with anxiety, with the courage to be here, even when the world around him is chaos. So, now, feel your body on the mattress. Feel the air coming in and out. Feel the silence around you. This is your refuge. This is your moment. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. But right now, there are no plans. There is only this moment, and it's perfect this way. Let the past rest. Let the future wait. And in this moment, give yourself the most precious gift, the serenity of simply being here. Breathe, let go, and allow your mind to quiet down. You don't need to solve anything. You just need to rest in the now. With peace, with gratitude, with presence. Chapter 3. The Art of Letting Go. Take a deep breath and feel your body growing heavier, increasingly relaxed. Now let's practice one of Stoicism's most liberating lessons, the art of letting go. Have you ever noticed how at the end of the day, we carry so much emotional weight? Guilt for something we said, regret for something we didn't do, worry about what others think, fear of not being good enough. But the Stoic knows, living lightly isn't about ignoring feelings, it's about not clinging to them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nothing is more worthy of admiration than the power to free oneself from thoughts that disturb the mind." Think about it. How many thoughts do you carry are neither true nor useful nor necessary? They are merely echoes of the day, caught in the mind like twigs in a river. Now imagine you are sitting by a lake. And every heavy thought, every criticism, every mistake, every judgment is a stone in your hand. You don't have to carry them forever. Can simply up in your hand and let it fall into the water. Disappear. Gone. And the lake returns to calm. This is how you can let go. Not with force. Not with struggle, with surrender, with acceptance. You don't have to punish yourself not being perfect. The Stoic doesn't seek perfection, he seeks integrity. And today you've already done what you could. You've chosen the best you could, with the tools you had, and that's enough. Seneca said, "It's not what we have, but what we enjoy, that makes us happy." And this also applies to what we release. True freedom is not in achieving more, but in needing less, in letting go of what we don't. It serves you. So now mentally, open your hands. Let go of the need for approval. Let go of the guilt that isn't yours. Let go of the fear of failure. Let go of what wasn't yours. Let go. Not with anger. Not with resignation. With peace. Because you're not abandoning responsibility, you're exercising wisdom. You're choosing not to carry the weight of the world into your sleep. You deserve to rest. You deserve a light heart. You deserve to wake up tomorrow without the burden of what's already past. So breathe. And feel the relief. The space that arises when you let go. The mind calms the body, relaxes, and sleep approaches like an old friend, silent. Welcome. Chapter 4. Silence as healing. Breathe and feel the silence around you. Not just the absent sound, but the silence within you, the calm space between thoughts, the rest between the waves of the mind. In this world of constant noise, notifications, messages, expectations, comparisons, silence has become an act of courage, and the greatest of all is inner silence. Stopping reacting, judging, defending, and simply turning inward. Stoicism is not a noisy philosophy, it is a whisper of wisdom in the midst of the storm. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his diary, without an audience, without applause, the soul becomes as large as it loves and grows when it withdraws into itself. It is in this retreat that healing lies. When you stop seeking validation, justifying your choices, responding to every thought with another, that's when peace begins to blossom. You don't need to prove anything now. You don't need to convince anyone, not even yourself. Just be here, in silence, with your breath, with your heart, with the simple truth that you are exactly as you are. Silence is not emptiness, it is wholeness. It is the soil where clarity is born. It is where you hear your own voice, not the world's. Epictetus, who lived as a slave, taught that true freedom lies not in external conditions, but in the ability to choose not to react, to remain calm, even when everything around you demands a response. And that's what you're practicing. Now, the courage to not respond to chaos, to close your eyes and simply rest, of allowing thoughts to pass like clouds in the sky without grasping, without judging, without following. You don't need to resolve anything tonight. You just need to come home within yourself, and in this silence, nothing is required of you. There is only space, presence, peace. Let the world wait outside. Here, now you are safe. You are at peace. You are home. Chapter 5. Discipline and peace. Take a deep breath, and feel your body growing heavier, more relaxed, more surrendered. Now, let's reflect on a word that many fear, but which, in truth, brings profound peace: discipline. You may see it as rigidity, as effort, as obligation, but Stoicism reveals its true face. Discipline is freedom, because every small choice made consciously, waking up early, breathing before reacting, writing a morning intention, or simply being here now, listening to these words is a step away from the slavery of impulses, of procrastination, of reactivity. Marcus Aurelius didn't rule an empire by inspiration. He did it with routine, with duty, with daily action. And you don't need to be an emperor to live with that same sense of purpose. True discipline isn't perfection. It's consistency. It's waking up, even when tired. It's doing what's right. Even when no one's watching, it's choosing what matters, even if it's small. Seneca wrote, "It is not great deeds that build character, it is small choices, faithfully repeated." And today you made such choices. Even if you didn't realize it, even if you failed at times, you are here now, seeking peace, seeking clarity, and that, in itself, is an act of courage. You don't have to have been perfect, you just have to have tried, and try again tomorrow. Discipline doesn't require you to do everything right. It only requires you to come back, to get up, to breathe, to keep going. And that's why, when you go to bed, you can close your eyes with a sense of purpose. Not because you did everything, but because you did what you could, and tomorrow you will do it again. Like the sea that advances calmly, unhurriedly, without noise. Daily discipline shapes your life, brick by brick, day after day. And this is where true peace is born. Not in the absence of difficulties, but in the certainty that you have the power to choose, to act, to continue. So, breathe, and feel this silent strength within you. The power of choice, the power of constancy, the power of those who don't give up. You are on the path, and every step counts now. Let your body rest, let your mind quiet and sleep with the certainty that, even in silence, you are building something lasting. Chapter 6. The courage to rest. Breathe slowly, and listen with your heart. There is a silent but powerful idea that the modern world has forgotten. Rest is not weakness, it is courage. Yes, courage. Because in a culture that values excess, constant productivity, always being connected, choosing to stop is an act of resistance. It is an act of wisdom. It is an act of self-love. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, didn't spend his nights celebrating or governing. He dedicated them to silence, to writing, to reflection. It was at this moment, at the end of the day, that he would reset his mind, reconnect with his values, and prepare for the next day with clarity, not in haste. He knew a leader can only guide others if he first knows how to govern himself, and governing yourself begins with the right to rest, and you're no less worthy of this care. You also govern something important: your life, your thoughts, your choices. And all of this requires energy, clarity, presence. Rest isn't running away, it's recharging. It's honoring your body, your mind, your journey. It's recognizing that you are not a machine but a human being with limits, with emotions, with a need for peace. Seneca said, "It's not lack of time that holds us back, it's the mismanagement of life." And part of that mismanagement is believing that resting is wasting time, when in fact, that's where true strength is renewed. You don't need to prove you're strong by staying up late, carrying the weight of the day, or trying to solve everything in your mind. True strength is knowing when to stop, when to let go, when to say, "Today I did what I could, now I deserve to rest." And that's exactly what you're doing right now. An act of wisdom, an act of self-compassion, an act of courage. You're not running away from life, you're preparing to live with more clarity tomorrow, and that is worthy, it is necessary, it is essential. So breathe, and allow yourself this rest without guilt, without rushing, without judgment. You deserve it, you need it, you have already earned it just by being here now, choosing peace. Chapter 7. Failure does not define you. Take a deep breath, and listen gently. If today you made a mistake, if you failed a promise, said something you regret, or felt like you weren't enough, this moment is for you. Because there is a truth that Stoicism teaches us with firmness and compassion. You are not your mistake. You are the choice to continue. Epictetus, who was born a slave, with a crippled leg, and faced rejection and adversity, taught the wise man is not the one who never fails, he is the one who never loses. Think about it, to fail is human. It's inevitable, but to lose, that happens when you believe it that a mistake defines who you are today. Maybe you stumbled, maybe you reacted with anger, put off a task, or forgot to take care of yourself. But that doesn't erase all the good you've done, that it doesn't cancel your intention nor your courage to try again. The Stoic doesn't deny the mistake, he faces it with courage. Question: what can I learn from this? How can I adjust course? Where can I still act with integrity? And then, he moves on. Without self-punishment, without drama, with dignity. You can do this too, right now. In this moment, release the guilt that doesn't serve you, the self-criticism that only hurts. The thought that I'll never make it. You don't have to be perfect to be good, you just have to be faithful. And being here, seeking peace, is already a sign that you haven't given up. Seneca wrote, "It's not what happens, but how you respond, that defines your life." And today your response is this: rest with compassion. End the day without punishing yourself and wake up tomorrow, not as someone who failed, but as someone who learns, who grows, who continues. Forgiving yourself is not weakness, it's strength. It's recognizing that you are human, and that the journey is long, that each day is a new opportunity to act with more clarity, with more courage, with more love. So, breathe, and say silently, if you need to, I made a mistake, but I learn, and I move on. You don't need to erase the mistake, you just need to not let it steal your peace tonight. You've done enough for today. You've already carried the weight of the day. Now let the burden fall to the ground. Let go of judgment. And sleep with the certainty that, even imperfect, you are worthy of rest. Chapter 8. True wealth is internal. Or take a deep breath. And feel your body growing heavier, more surrendered, more at peace at this moment. Let's remember something essential. You are not what you achieved today. You are not what you possess. You are not what others think you. You are what you choose to be on. No one is looking. It's your quiet courage, your decision to continue, even when everything weighs on you, your effort, even when no one sees. This is true wealth. It's not on the outside, it's on the inside, in the serenity of your soul, in the integrity of your choices, in the peace you carry, even amidst chaos. Seneca, surrounded by wealth and power, wrote, "Is not what we have, but what we are, that makes us rich." He knew that the deepest luxury is not having much, but needing little. True abundance does not come from what is accumulated, but from what is released. The need for approval, comparison, the rush for results. How many times today have you felt inadequate, looked at someone's life and thought, they're ahead, I should be better? But the Stoic doesn't measure worth by appearances, he measures it by consistency, by fidelity to principles. And you don't need to be the most successful to be worthy, you just need to be true to yourself. You are rich in courage for having faced the day, even when afraid. You are rich in character for having done the right thing, even when it was easier to give up. You are rich in strength for being here now, seeking clarity, seeking peace, seeking yourself. The world values noise, but wisdom values silence, simplicity, presence. And you, at this moment, are practicing the greatest luxury, caring for your soul, honoring your rhythm, respecting your limits. This is not weakness, it is greatness. It is true wealth. So close your eyes and say silently, with conviction, I am enough, not because of what I have done, but because of who I am. And because of that, I deserve to rest. Let this truth settle in, like an inner embrace, like a deep relief. You don't need to achieve anything else tonight. You are already what matters. Chapter 9. Criticism. Doesn't need to end. Take a deep breath. And feel your body relax, each muscle loosening, each thought calming. Now let's talk about something that often keeps us awake. Criticism. A harsh word. A silence interpreted as rejection. A judgment that echoes in the mind, even when it should have already gone away. But there is a powerful lesson from Stoicism that can free you tonight. Criticism only has power if you allow it. Marcus Aurelius, surrounded by betrayal and envy, wrote in his diary, "What others say about me is none of my business, it's their business." Think about it. Other people's opinions are a reflection of the other person, not of your truth. Those who criticize with anger carry anger. Those who judge with contempt carry insecurity. And you don't need to carry this too. The Stoic doesn't respond defensively. He doesn't justify himself. He doesn't fuel conflict. He simply filters it with reason. Question: is this criticism fair? Is it well-founded? Can I learn something from it? If so, thank him and adjust. If not, let him go. Not out of arrogance, but out of peace. Epictetus taught, it is not things that disturb men, but the opinions they hold about things. In other words, it's not criticism that hurts you, it's believing that it defines who you are. You don't need to prove your worth to those who don't live by your principles. You don't need to play the reaction game, you just need to know who you are. And when you build your identity based on values, not applause, no one can destabilize you with a word. So now mentally, close the door of your mind. Keep criticism out, not as contempt, but as protection, as dignity. You're not running away. You're choosing peace, choosing to sleep without hurt, choosing to sleep without hurt, choosing not to bring in what should have stayed outside because you deserve a clean sleep. Peaceful mind, a light heart, elegant indifferences, not coldness. It's freedom. It's knowing that your peace does not depend on the approval or silence of others. You are already complete. You are already enough. You are already strong. And this truth one can take from you. Chapter 10. Action greater than motivation. Breathe slowly and feel your body growing heavier, more relaxed, more at peace right now. I want you to hear something gently. You didn't need to feel motivated to be worthwhile. Maybe today, you acted without enthusiasm, without energy, without that drive that seems necessary for something to be worthwhile. But still, you did it. You got up, you responded, you kept going, and that in itself is courage. Stoicism doesn't wait for you to be inspired. It doesn't require you to feel excited or act with purpose. It teaches only one thing: action comes before motivation, never the other way around. You don't need to feel ready or start. You just need to start, and today, you already did that. If you got out of bed, it was already an act of strength. If you responded to a difficult message, it was already an act of courage. If you continued even though you were tired, it was already an act of discipline. It doesn't matter if it was done with joy. It matters that it was done with integrity, Seneca said. It is not lack of time that stops us, it is lack of courage to begin. And you not just started, you persisted. You don't have to have been enthusiastic to be worthy. You don't have to be perfect or be on the right path. Today, you acted with what you had, with what you felt, with what you could. And that's more than enough. Now you don't need to do anything else. You don't need to force yourself. You don't need to prove anything. You've already done enough. True strength is not in doing everything perfectly, but in continuing, even when you don't want to, and you did. So breathe ... and allow yourself to rest without guilt, without pressure, without judgment. You don't need to try any harder. You've already done it. You've already won by not giving up. Let your body surrender to sleep. Let your mind quiet down and sleep with the certainty that even without motivation you were strong, you were faithful, you were brave. And tomorrow, when the day begins, you can choose again. But now it's time to rest. Chapter 11. The peace of simplicity. Take a deep breath and feel your body sink gently into the mattress. Heavier, more at peace. At this moment, let's remember something the world insists on hiding. True peace isn't in more, it's in less. Fewer distractions, fewer demands, less noise. Less need to prove. Simplicity isn't poverty, it's freedom. It's the relief of letting go of what doesn't serve you, what weighs you down, what confuses you. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, wrote in a simple diary, without luxury, without an audience. He needed no ornaments to live wisely. His wealth lay in clarity, in duty, in purposeful action. And you don't need more to be fulfilled. You already have the essential this moment, your breath, your beating heart, the right to rest. The world around you may scream for more achievements, more possessions, more recognition, but within you, in this moment, there is no need, there is only silence. And in that silence, everything you need is already here. Seneca, surrounded by riches, chose to live in moderation. He knew the less you need to feel good, the freer you are, because nothing can take away what you carry inside. Your mind, your values, your courage. You don't need more to truly be. You are already enough. So now, mentally release the superfluous, the worries that aren't yours, the comparisons that lead nowhere, the goals that only exist out of pressure, not purpose. Let go, not with struggle, not with anger. With a sigh. With acceptance. Living simply is choosing the ascent, letting go of the rest. It's waking up without rushing. It's speaking truthfully. It's acting with integrity, even when no one is watching. It's resting without guilt. It's understanding that greatest wealth is not what you accumulate, but what you can let go without losing your peace. And tonight you are practicing this. You chose to disconnect. You chose to listen to calming words. You chose to close your eyes and go within. That's no small feat. It's profound, it's powerful, it's an act of wisdom. You don't need to change the world. Today you just need to rest with simplicity, with dignity, with love for yourself. So breathe. And feel the relief of not needing to do anything else, of not needing to be anyone else, of just being you, here now, in silence, in peace. Simplicity doesn't shout, it whispers, and in this whisper lies healing. Chapter 12. The power of the small step. Breathe slowly. And feel your body becoming increasingly relaxed, as if floating on calm waters. Right now, I want you to hear something tenderly. You don't need to change everything today. Perhaps you've reached the end of the day feeling like you didn't do enough, that you didn't make the progress you wanted. That remain still. While the world seems to move faster, but Stoicism brings a liberating truth. Transformation doesn't begin with a leap, it begins with a step, a single step. And if you breathed with intention today, that was already a step. And chose not to react with anger, that was a step. If you got out of bed, even if you didn't feel like it, that was a step. If you stopped to hear these words, that was a step. You don't need to write a book to start writing. You don't need to run a marathon to take the first step. You just need to begin, not perfectly, but with courage. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't be disturbed by the size of the task. Do what is necessary. Small actions, repeated with discipline, build great results." He didn't rule an empire all at once. He ruled one day at a time, one decision after another. And you don't need to win everything today either. You just need to win the present moment. The world values the grand gesture, quick success, immediate change, but true strength lies in what no one sees, the silent effort, the quiet persistence, the daily commitment who you've decided to be. You don't have to be a hero. You just have to keep going. Seneca said, "It's not what we have, but what we do with what we have, that defines us." And you, with what you had today, with your energy, your feelings, your limitations, did what you could. And that's already transformation. Perfection doesn't exist, but progress. It's here in every small but intentional choice, so don't punish yourself for not doing more. Celebrate what you did, because the first step is never big, but it's always powerful, and this is the secret. You don't change all at once. You change one day at a time, one moment after another, one step after another. And each one of them counts. It has value, it has strength. You don't have to walk fast, you just need not stop. And tonight, when you go to bed, know that you've already taken a step, and that's more than enough. Let your body rest, let your mind quiet, and sleep with the certainty that, even small, your step is part of a journey that is changing your life. Chapter 13. Loyalty to yourself. Take a deep breath, and feel your body growing heavier, more surrendered, more at peace. At this moment, let's reflect on something rare, profound, and essential. Loyalty to yourself. Have you ever stopped to think about how easy it is to betray who you are, to please others, to be accepted, to avoid conflict? But there is a quiet strength that Stoicism honors above all else, acting with integrity, even when no one is looking. Today, perhaps you made choices that no one saw. You got out of bed even though you felt like giving up. You resisted a distraction. You spoke the truth when it would have been easier to lie. You silenced yourself in need to honor your rest. These actions didn't generate applause. They weren't posted. They weren't recognized. But they are the most important because they prove that you are trueto, the person you've decided to be. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The highest good is to live as you ought to be, not as others want you to be." And that's exactly what you're practicing. The courage to be true, even in silence. To honor your values, not out of obligation, but out of conviction. Epictetus, born a slave, taught, "Be what you wish to appear." In other words, don't feign courage, don't be courageous, don't feign discipline, live it, even when no one sees, because true virtue doesn't depend on witnesses, it depends on you. And today, you had moments like that. Moments when you chose the right, not the easy, when you followed your path, even without certainty, when you respected your limits, even under pressure. This isn't small. It's immense. It's the foundation of an unshakable character. Don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just need to know, deep in your soul, that you acted with integrity, that you were true to yourself, and that's enough. Seneca said, "The wise man needs no witnesses. His conscience is his judge." And that's exactly what you have. An internal tribunal. Clear, honest, just, and in it, you have already been acquitted because you did what you could, because you chose well, because you didn't give up. Loyalty to yourself is not arrogance, it's dignity. It's refusing to betray your principles for convenience, fear, or validation. It's knowing that your peace doesn't depend on the wood, it depends on your faithfulness. So, now, close your eyes and say, silently, with conviction, "I was faithful to myself today, and that is enough." Let this truth settle in like a deep embrace, like a silent relief. You don't need to change a thing. You are already who you need to be, and with that certainty, let sleep come. For those who sleep with integrity, wake with strength. Chapter 14. Patience is sacred. Take a deep breath, and feel your body sink gently into the bed, as if gravity enveloped you gently. Right now may you hear something calmly. You are on the right path, even without seeing the results. Maybe you're tired of waiting, of doing the right thing without seeing change, of acting with discipline with recognition, and in the silence at the end of the day, that question has arisen: is it worth it? But Stoicism brings a truth that soothes the soul. Patience is not passivity, it is trust in the process. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire in times of war, plague, and betrayal. He didn't see immediate results, but he wrote every day, "Act justly, the rest doesn't matter." He knew that the real work is not controlling the outcome, but staying the course, even in the dark. And you don't need to see the future to be on the right path. You just need to keep going. Seneca said, "Nature does nothing in haste." An oak tree grows slowly, but becomes unshakable. You are growing too. Not at the pace of the world, but at the pace of your soul. And this growth is silent, deep, necessary. You don't need to rush, you don't need to force it. You just need to trust through every small choice, breathing before reacting, writing in intention. Resisting distraction is a brick in the construction of the life. For desire, the world values the fast, but wisdom values the constant. And you, by choosing the right every day, even without enthusiasm, are practicing rarest courage, the courage to keep going. Patience is not weakness, it is strength. It is knowing that you don't need to see the top of the mountain to know you're climbing. It is trusting that, even when nothing changes, you are transforming. You have already done enough today. You have already chosen clearly. You have already acted with integrity. You have already returned, even after deviating. And that is no small thing, it is everything. So now, release the rush. Release the neato. See everything. Now. Duty. To change everything at once. You are in the process, and the process is sacred, like the seed that doesn't know it will one day become a tree. You also don't need to know where it is going. Just need to trust you're growing. And that's why when you lie down, you can close your eyes with peace. Not because everything is resolved, but because you're faithful, because you're on the path, because you're on the path, because you keep going. You don't need to see the results to deserve rest you already deserved. If for having tried, for having persisted, for not having given up, breathe. On and sleep with this certainty. You are exactly where you need to be. And each day, each choice, each step is taking you where you need to go. Chapter 15. The silent legacy. Breathe slowly. And feel your body growing heavier, more surrendered, more at peace. Right now I want you to hear something from your heart. Great changes don't begin with noise, they begin in silence. Not with applause. Not with announcements. Not with recognition, but with clear thinking, with a small choice, with a step taken in the dark, when no one is looking. You might think your effort is worthless echoes. No one notices because you haven't won yet, because the result hasn't arrived. But Stoicism reveals the truth that spans centuries. The true legacy is not what is seen, it is what is lived. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, but his greatest impact came from a personal diary, hidden for centuries. He didn't write to be read, he wrote to be faithful, and today, his words changed millions. Because silence does not nullify value, it deepens it. Epictetus taught philosophy in a simple chant. For a few he was never famous in his lifetime, but his lesson shave survived for millennia because he lived what he taught, with courage, with clarity, with integrity. And you don't need to be famous to be significant. You don't need to shout be heard. You just need to be true to who you've decided to be, even in silence. Every time you choose to move a reaction, every time you resist distraction, every time you get up even when tired, you are building an invisible legacy, a legacy of quiet courage, of constant discipline, of unshakable character. This legacy is not measured by likes, by titles, by achievements. It's measured by what you do when no one is looking, by the peace you carry, by the light you hold even in the midst of darkness. Seneca wrote, "Life is not short, we live a short time." But he also knew each day lived with purpose leaves a mark, even if no one sees it. You don't need to change the world today, you just need to live truthfully, because that's how you build something lasting, with small choices, courageously repeated every day, in silence, and one day, without you realizing it, these choices will have changed your life, and perhaps, without you knowing it, they will have changed the life of someone you who simply felt example of your strength. So, close your eyes and say, silently, my effort has value. My path has meaning. My legacy is already being written in silence, with courage, with peace, and with this certainty. Let sleep come, because those who live with purpose don't need the spotlight, they only need a faithful heart. Take a deep breath. And listen with your heart. Marcus Aurelius wrote, when you lie down, release the day. When you wake, begin again. And that's exactly what you're doing now. Releasing the weight of what you've been through, letting go of what wasn't yours, honoring what you chose even when it was difficult. You don't need to fix everything tonight, you just need to rest, with the certainty that, even imperfect, you are worthy of peace. Even tired, you are strong. Even in silence, you are changing your life. Thank you for being here, for giving yourself this time, for choosing clarity over chaos. Calm over anxiety, wisdom over noise. This moment is yours, and you can return to it whenever you need it. When your mind is agitated, when your heart is heavy, when you doubt yourself, this is your refuge, your respite, your peace. Now let your body rest, let your mind be still, and let sleep come like an old friend, silent, deep, restorative. You've done enough for today, and tomorrow, when the day begins, you can choose again. But now, now it's time to rest. Sleep wisely, sleep courageously, sleep peacefully, and may these words accompany you until dawn.